Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome back to my Beastmen campaign where we are just invading Sylvania. And we're going to rip out the heart of vampire counts. We're also moving through the remains of Loffen over here, which looks rather corrupt. So let's just end turn, because we are at an end turn here. I know I'm not doing as much of this campaign at the moment, guys. That's because I've completed the main sort of campaign goals, so I'm just having a bit of fun now more than anything, guys. So we're going to do a lot of damage to the dark elves, to the vampires, and we're going to go and invade down into Lustria. We're going to go around here, then make a dive down, go around Ulfwan, then make a dive down into Lustria, into the Beastman territories. And just to see how long I can survive for and how much damage I can do. And then, we're pretty much going to be done with this. We're going to start doing sillier and sillier things until we get wiped out, if I can. I suspect the vampires are going to be sending a lot of armies my way. I think the vampires have now defeated the main sort of armies of chaos. Oh, the warriors of chaos are still there and are still really powerful. I wish I could find out what they are, because linking up with them would actually potentially be quite good. Because I could just follow them around ripping settlements apart, but I think they've got a lot to do before they beat the vampires at this point, unfortunately. We are, however, doing a lot of damage to these guys. No, I'm still not giving you a peace treaty. And obviously we've got, we're gonna... from here it's going to be down into the connecting lands, and then we're going to burn our way down into Lustria just to see what Lustria looks like in this map, because I've not really seen Lustria in the Mortal Empires map much, and it is obviously a slightly different shape, so we'll have to have a look what that looks like and how everything is set up there. Clan Moors is really making the most of it now. They are actually beginning to manage to spread quite effectively, and potentially, if they can start pushing back, as I keep saying, they really should be mass colonising those mountains. If they can push back the lizard men as well, they will get themselves into a really positive, a really beneficial position, actually. And the lizard men do appear to be being pressured quite heavily now, so... What I'm scared about is, theoretically, these vampires could confederate with these vampires, and if that happened, that would be immense. There would be, they would become a truly huge empire. Where are they going? And let's take the replenishment. I don't really care about growth at this point. And now let's start knocking over settlements. So this is what 100%, or it's not even 100%. It's just what humongous, you can see the empire, it's getting a little less over here. But you can see the level of corruption in these places is just immense. There's almost nothing left untouched now, which is quite cool. Let's hit Loffen. Let's wait for our backup. $48k, guys. So that was a nice hit for us and a bad loss for these guys. I am loving the look of a corrupted Loffen, actually, guys. This is quite cool, though. Still has some pretty things around. As I said, the fact it still has rainbows over here. Okay, we're just spamming these level ups because I really don't care at the moment. I'm quite surprised. Where the vampire armies will be appearing soon, I'm fairly sure, but they are in lots of other wars. They are in various other wars, so they might be having to fight, and they do appear to be losing to Marathi over here. Marathi is actually digging in, though these are territories which were already potentially abandoned. So, but Marathi is getting herself a nice foothold there. That said, you know, I suspect Loffen was her biggest settlement, so I've probably just caused a lot of damage. That said, I'm currently rampaging through the heart of the vampires, but the vampires have a lot more territory to survive, you know, to deal with, so they can afford to take these losses more. I'm just going to double time this because I'm really not that fussed. Are the vampires actually at war with Skaven now? I'm not sure. No! They want me to pay when I'm vastly more powerful than them. And I'm going, you know, and they're nowhere near me. It's like, not gonna happen. Yeah, no. All these people who want peace with me, you know, it's sad, I know, but, you know, they've got to at least hope, you know, that they have a chance of making peace with the Beastman hordes, which are rampaging through the world. Admittedly, there's only 4 of my war herds wandering around at the moment. Well, and a couple of Bray herds, so it's doing well. Oh wow, that's a lot of vampire armies popping up. I think the Skaven might be in trouble if they're at war there, and they do look to be pushing into each other's territories quite effectively. Now this is probably going to take a lot of taking, but not as much as I thought. Okay. So we can keep pushing, you can get leveled up a bit more. And we're going to double time this again. My Bray herds are being silly, but they're getting bored because they're not really getting to do much at the moment. And Bray herds do have a tendency of doing that. So they'll go off and do their own little bits and pieces while you're running around dealing with stuff. So that's nothing really for me to worry about. You know, so no, at the moment it's keep pushing, rip the heart out of the vampires. The vampires don't seem to be bringing armies to me, which is what... no. Yeah, the vampires don't seem to be bringing bringing armies after me, which tells me they're overcommitted, actually. In fact, I think they just lost a territory there. In fact, I think they're losing a little bit of territory over here to various people. So the vampires are potentially overcommitted, and with me rampaging through their centre, they probably, yeah, they've got difficult choices to make. They can either defend their borders or defend their centre. Now, theoretically, they should defend their centre. However, I don't know where most of their money comes from, but I suspect if I rip apart their capital, their income is going to plummet, at least for a turn or two. Right now, while I'm sieging that capital, they're not getting any trading income, but I don't know how much trading income they get, so they could be losing a big chunk of income here. So we lost a Bray herd because it went silly. Oh. Okay, let's get some siege equipment there. Nice easy auto at their capital now. Only 46k. But that is the centre of the vampire count's gone. Let's hit their new capital. Just spamming these out because I'm really not fussed. And turn. So that's a major blow to the vampires there, guys. We've just knocked out their capital. We're about to hit their new capital. Which is surprisingly a dwarf hold. That's not what I was expecting. But after that, we're just going to keep burning through Sylvania. It is Sylvania. I was a little not sure I got it right there. I'm surprised Oakenhammer is their capital. It's a tiny little settlement. However, you know, we're just going to keep burning through all of these places, and yeah, they are going to start properly falling over soon, I think. If the Chaos armies are still about, they might even be able to start becoming a bit resurgent with the pressure I'm taking off them as well, which will be good. And there you go. I can now see a few armies heading north. Let's double time this, because I really don't care. What these guys are doing over on the other side of the world. There's not really much they can do about me. Marathi can still potentially cause a throw a spanner into the works, but again, she's busy elsewhere, so I don't think, you know, I think she's probably got her armies heavily in over here. If she's sensible, she does. So there's not really a huge amount she can do about me if her armies are over there. Now, theoretically, dealing with me is probably the bigger threat, but I'm probably going to be leaving her territory in the next turn or two. And she can always recolonise behind me. Whereas the vampires are probably going to be losing a lot more about here unless they start getting armies up to deal with me quickly. Nice easy auto. Raise and defile. I want to spread some chaos corruption here. And Zuffabar, which is actually very leveled up. Let's go hit here then. So we've been pulled out of Sylvania. I might well push back there in a minute. Okay, let's start sieging. Alrighty then. I'm going to fight this one simply because I want to fight some black dragons. So this is going to be a nice one, all our monstrous units. This is going to be our usual fight here, all our monstrous units at the gates. Killing those dragons could be interesting because I don't really have much though. My Cygors might well be able to throw some rocks into their faces, which could be fun. And all my large units are going to slam into those gates and rip them apart, at which point we're just going to surge in and we're going to kill everything, and then we're going to burn it to the ground. So they've got Death Hag, who's a very good melee fighter, and they've got a sorcerer there, so we'll have to pay attention to them. What else they have? Blackguard of Nagarond, and so these are good high level units. So they've got a good army here. These are Black Arc crossbowmen. They're not great. And they're reasonable. So other than that, these are the really impressive these are the ones. And they're anti-large as well, actually. So I do want to be a little careful because they could hurt my Minotaurs, actually. So they're probably my biggest worry in this battle is dealing with those guys safely. And that said, I'm fairly sure if I crash all of my Minotaurs into a single unit of them, they're not going to be lasting long. So we'll have to see how this goes. As Sri limb render some limbs, I guess. Okay, I'm happy with that amount of magic. So let's start our deployment. Everybody else is going to be hitting the gate.
Beastmen!
You can move forwards, you can hit the gate. Let's get my other mage forwards. You guys can slam up the walls. You guys can all come and hit the other gate. Other than you, you're coming this way. As are you. And you. Right. Just trying to work out what spells to use. Let's throw some rocks at some dragons, guys. Here come the harpies. Oops. Right, you guys can move forwards. We're hammering into that gate nicely. You guys can actually all go up here. We don't appear to be hitting that dragon particularly well. I'd like them to land. They're landing up on the battlements, unfortunately, where I can't do as much about them. Oh. If he lands. Right, you guys can charge back at him and you guys can get involved on that dragon too. How is this gate still? Oh, it's not. Let's pretend I didn't not realise the gate was down, guys. Okay, that dragon is getting nicely dealt with. You guys can start charging up this way. Okay, we've broken that dragon. Let's start throwing rocks at the other dragon. Yes, I am winning by throwing rocks at things. Well, I'm fighting by throwing rocks at things at the moment, guys. You can also charge through. You guys can all charge these guys. I'm not really getting a chance to use many spells here. Other than a few buffs, really. Shred through that unit. Oh, I forgot about how cool that spell is. Do we have a 1 versus? You guys can come and attack this dragon. Oh wow! I need some help. You need to throw some more rocks at him. No, I said him, not my camera, guys. Come on. Right, let's slam into these guys into the side of this force over here. Oh, this force is broken. Let's slam these guys into their centre. Let's get these guys heavily hitting here. Get all of these guys on this dragon. That dragon's not going to be up for much longer. Right, let's hit this dragon. Let's throw some good rocks at him. And here's a mass Minotaur charge. Look at this charge. We are pretty much through here, so you guys can also start charging the centre. And this is it, we're beginning to break them off the battlefield. So a bit of a mess, because I forgot about the gate, so it sounds daft. What I was lacking was things to actually get onto the walls there. But a nice, apparently close victory, so maybe I should have autoed that, guys. Yeah. Some of my gores got really hurt, but I don't really care about my gores. As long as my my Minotaurs took very little damage. One of my Cygors took a lot of damage. He only got 3 kills, but he was throwing rocks at dragons the entire fight, so... my Minotaurs did their job quite nicely. One of their dragons got 83 kills, so that's what did the damage to me more than anything. Other than that, they didn't do too well. But they should have really had these guys on the ground, because then they would have done a lot more damage to my Minotaurs, certainly, because they'd have had the anti-large there to deal with. But then again, if they'd done that, my Gors would have got over the walls and flanked them and hit them from behind anyway, so... Let's loot and raise! Let's hit here. Nice, easy auto. And loot and raise. Okay, let's end turn then, guys. So this is going quite well, I think. We are ripping Marathi apart. We are in the centre of the vampire heartlands, causing lots of damage to them, burning their capital, then their new capital, then we're about to burn their next new capital. And then no matter where their capital is next, I'm going to turn around and start burning the rest of Sylvania. Because if I can destroy all of that, that is literally the vampiric homeland, so... that will burn that out. And I don't know if when it's completely deserted, I think its corruption stays exactly the same, unfortunately. It would be quite nice if their corruption dropped off, though I'm also spreading a lot of chaos corruption here as well. So this land is just being twisted by both vampiric and chaos corruption, guys. So it's going to not be pretty looking, if I'm honest. Just a little bit of green up here. A little bit of green where it's... managed to not be completely tainted, but it's not much really, so and they're already getting spikes here from chaos corruption as well in the mountains. I do love, it's one of the things which happens in this, depending on who's in control of the lands, it changes, so different factions controlling the land causes it to have different appearances in its terrain. So Krokgar just went and smashed the lizard men there, so the Skaven there, and pushed them back massively. I think there's just an ongoing battle in this pass, which I tell you what, these vampires probably love, because they can obviously recruit from the battlefield, so you know, they are probably gaining huge amounts from that going on there. Richmond von Drac, he's just going and attacking there. But I think the lizard men are basically holding that pass against the world. As I said, there is another entrance to their lands here, but they've got to burn their way up right through. They can't really jump over that way. So if they wanted to, the lizardmen, even if they lose these mountains, the lizardmen can, if they can hold this pass, they can hold off the world in that pass from I do think there is a little way around the back actually, but it basically it gives them lots of easy positions to hold. The lizardmen actually, Krotkgar and the last defenders have a really good solid starting position actually, so to build out from. Okay, that's an auto now. Ooh, I lost a couple of gores. And it's now down in Eschen. You can have an order to go and attack Eschen. Now it is to sea. Oh wow. I might not want to go to too close. Oh god, that's a black arc. Oh god. I might have just lost that herd, guys. That black arc could very easily kill me. I'll tell you what, if Nagrand offers me a peace treaty, at this point, I might accept it, because that black arc could ruin my day. You can see here we've cut a nice swath out of the vampire territory. It really is just a shame the Skaven aren't there to take advantage, aren't taking advantage of the mountains which are empty. Because if they were to spread themselves through all of these areas, they would be so much more powerful now. I mean, I know it's not lore-wise, but I'm kind of on the Skaven side at the moment because they are definitely the underdog here at the moment. And the vampire counts have still not sent anything here to protect themselves, so they're just going to keep getting knocked over, guys, for the time being. Until they send some armies to stop me, I'm just going to keep burning through their heartlands. This is going at the moment, you know. I'm gonna shred through them and just start, you know, I mean, I'm burning quicker than they can build. If I had all 4 herds here, I would be just ripping a swathe through their territory. So Krotkgar won there, but didn't take the territory, which is silly, because that's another prime strategic location for him. So they didn't attack me. That's surprising, because I would have. Let's see what Clan Moors do. And the Clan Moors are, how they're holding on there, because they are so weak compared to everybody around them, other than potentially the Lizardmen. I suspect they're even weak compared to the Lizardmen, and yet they are just managing to hold on, being cunning. I think they're allied with their, you know, they're certainly friends with the vampire factions, I think, which means they're surviving by sheer not being worth anybody going to war with because they're too busy with other people. Now, actually, the Skaven probably don't want the Lizardmen to fall too quickly because they need the time to build up. Let's hit Eschen. And let's raise that place to the ground. Oh, where's their capital gone to now? Yeah, up there. So yeah, things are going well. So Sylvania is burning, and that will be it for this session, guys. So thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed it.